thinking about this day years ago now, 2019, maybe, after COVID hit, after G5 was set up, and, had they already erected the towers everywhere. I was in Smith Falls, and I had to go to the grocery store, which for me was, at that time, pretty much across town, and I walk. So, so I go over to the grocery store, I get my stuff, and I come back. Whole process is probably, with walking and everything, probably a good hour, maybe an hour and a half. Because it's a long trip and because I have a bag full of stuff, I like to I'll purposely take 20 minutes and relax, you know, take take a break, probably on the way back. And so in Smith Falls, there's a lot of gamers, and I'm not saying anything against gamers. Games are awesome. I've played a lot of games myself. I like to test limits, and every time I get a new game, I start in the options menu to try to kind of see what parameters there are. I've done some pretty wild stuff, games and computer programs, and even guys that have the book knowledge were like, "How did you do that?" And so when I got home from my trip to the grocery store, right, I look in the mirror and I could see green. My eyes had turned green, but it wasn't the blue part of my eyes; it was the white part. And I noticed the same, pigment or the same effect on my skin. And so I don't know how or why, but I knew right away it was radiation poisoning. So I looked up symptoms of radiation poisoning on my laptop, and it was tied to latency, which is how 5G works. 4G is 100 whatever packages, units of information per minute that go both back and forth 100 times. Sorry, a second, I believe it is. 5G is 1,000 times. So it's 10 times 4G basically. And so what I came to realize, or what the thought that crossed my mind was, as these signals are pinging back and forth, right, from the towers to the game consoles, which are all, you know, they're these little tiny, I don't even know if they would register in any kind of measurement. The actual data that's being transferred is like radiation or has some radiation effect. So it's like being pierced by, you know, microscopic needles that are radioactive. And I suspect that this is why the elite would have their own health regimen, their own, special injections, whatever, to keep them immune to this effect. But if you ever, just look up radiation poisoning symptoms, and I'm sure you'll identify with some of them. The fact that it was latency that was causing this was just too much for me, too coincidental. Like, are you serious? And by the way, latency falls into the third of four stages of radiation poisoning symptoms. So there's that also. Something to consider, guys. And the pieces are there. You just got to put the puzzle together to see it. Otherwise, you're just looking at pieces, right? Blessings, everyone. Take care, and talk again soon.